Hi there! In this video, I'd like to review the Lumio software by Smart Technologies. And I'll start by using this rubric for e-learning tool evaluation as a guide. So let's talk about functionality first. In terms of scale, it can be scaled to accommodate any class size. And you can also have subgroups, so that works well. In terms of an interface that, in terms of ease of use, it does have some minor concerns. So some people take to it pretty quickly and can figure it out, with a little bit of experimentation. Some people find it a little bit more difficult to figure out, and it's not as intuitive of some other tools. So I would say that there are some minor concerns in terms of ease of use. There are a lot of things that you need to figure out. Tech support, I did have some experience with that, and I had some prompt communication via email. So I would say that works well. In terms of hypermediality, the tool allows users to communicate through different channels. So yes, you can use audio, visual, and textual, and it allows for non-sequential, flexible, adaptive engagement with material. So students can go at their own pace. In terms of accessibility, it has some options. So it does some of the slides, if you make them within Lumio, you can use the immersive reader. You can engage that, and you can also put audio on slides, so that can be interesting. It has some limited capacity to address the needs of diverse users, I would say. So like some maybe people who, if they can't see very well, or have difficulty using a trackpad or a mouse, or sizing some of the text, I think I would give it somewhere in the middle on that one. In terms of required equipment, it doesn't require anything else to what is typically available, and it is free of charge for the basic model. In terms of technical, the tool can be embedded into an LMS. So you can put a link in for your students to click on, and it works well for Chromebooks. And that brings us to the operating systems. Users can effectively utilize the tool with any standard up-to-date operating system, and same goes for browser. And same for, you don't need any additional downloads. Mobile design is not very good. Basically, I find that for the options that you would want to use on Lumio, most of it you need a computer. Maybe if you're doing something very basic, you could use a phone, but you do need a laptop or a computer. And so yeah, the mobile app functions poorly in terms of core features, and it can't be used offline. Privacy, data protection rights, I think it's somewhere in the middle on this. The only thing is the kind of file that is saved is an SLS file, and you can't really print it out. So it just stays in the Lumio library, which is housed in your Google Drive, so yeah, that's how you can have access to your material through there. In terms of collaboration and social presence, so the tool does have a capacity to support a community of learning through both asynchronous and synchronous opportunities for communication, interactivity, and transfer of meaning between users. For user accountability, instructors can control learner anonymity, and the tool provides technical solutions for holding learners accountable for their actions. So that is a nice feature to keep learners accountable throughout your lesson. In terms of diffusion, learners' familiarity with the tool is likely mixed. Yeah, it's not that well known. It's getting to be a little bit more well known, but it's still not that known. In terms of teaching presence, the tool has generally easy to use features. Like I said before, it's maybe somewhere in the middle here, but I mean, with a little bit of experimentation, you can get the hang of it. But it does help to improve an instructor's ability to be present with learners via active management, monitoring, engagement, and feedback. So I think it's one way of keeping your group engaged and staying with you in the lesson, because you can punctuate when you're giving let's say you're doing a lecture part of your lesson, you drop in some questions along the way and check for if they're understanding. And you can customize to suit the class context. There's a lot of possibility, creativity, things that you can do with it. In terms of analytics, it's in the middle for monitoring performance. In terms of collecting the data, you can kind of check on the spot, but it doesn't keep a very clean and clear record. Like, you have to go back and look at the slides again. It's not like it tallies up scores for you. And cognitive presence, in the middle. I think the tool enables functional improvement to engagement in targeted cognitive tasks. So it does help in some ways from my experimentation, and same for higher order thinking, and same for metacognitive engagement. But depending on what you're doing with it, it could be closer to this. It really depends with the kind of activities that you're developing. So overall, let's go from the beginning. So in Classe Cartier, the student experience, 54 students responded to the questionnaire. We gave a questionnaire over 4 weeks. And the first question was, how much did you enjoy using Lumio? So we could see in this cohort, most of the students enjoyed. A little bit of mixed review here. Some more mixed review. Oh my God. But overall, we can see that out of those students, 24 really enjoyed it. So there is something to be said for students enjoying the experience out of the ones that answered. Next question, how difficult was it to use? So most thought it was pretty easy. Next one here. All right, so overall, again, most students thought it was pretty easy to use, a bit of a mix. I mean, you will have some variation there for sure. What did you think about the experience? So you had all these options here, like it made class more interesting, it made class less interesting, it helped me to understand the lesson, I prefer to use paper and pencil, I liked using a computer/my phone, it made the class less social, I liked working alone on Lumio, it took too much time to use the technology, I liked working with other students on Lumio, there were too many technical issues, it helped me to review the lesson. So you can see a lot of it made the class more interesting and helped me to understand. So some positive feedback there. So generally positive there. And here, You'll see some people definitely do prefer to use pencil and paper, and sometimes that is the most practical option. Sometimes. What did you think here? And there is the opportunity to work alone and in groups, so it can help to give that diverse option to the students. And for the teacher experience, how often did you use Lumio? So 20 teachers responded, and so you have some that used it for 5 classes, some not at all, and some for 1 class. Here, 1 class, 5 classes did not use. 5 classes did not use. 1 class did not use. 1 class, 5 classes. So how challenging was it? On the whole, we can see that it wasn't too challenging. How beneficial did they think it was? So some didn't think it was very beneficial, some thought it was more beneficial, some in the middle. So that's their perception of how beneficial they thought it was. And any other comments we had, I enjoyed seeing what it could do if we were in an online situation and how it was easy for the students to join. If I were to go online, this would be an essential feature for our classes. I may use it again for a game-based activity. So I'll let you read these comments, and I'll share these slides with you. Overall, in terms of evaluating functionality, I would give it somewhere there. Accessibility, somewhere there. Technical, mobile design, privacy, data protection, social presence, teaching presence, and cognitive presence.